Hello, everybody. I want to try to let some people get in here because I'm not trying to give up on doing my lives, but I do want to give myself a chance to, you know, okay. So I'm just going to put this to the side so I can actually see this, and hopefully it works. I feel like it's going to work. I believe it's going to work properly. That's the key word, y'all. Properly. But so I'm doing another live because I tried to do the live. It's like that's why it's like my hair be looking crazy because it flips. If you guys ever ask, I gotta look away from the camera because it's like the opposite. But yes. So I am pretty much going to be talking about my first week of the Great Lock In and what I've learned, what I pretty much gathered, and essentially like what I'm going to do overall to make sure that I have everything together. Because girl, watch that first step is a doozy. So when I first heard about it, it was like, oh, this is great. This is amazing. This is what I'm going to do. All the things, right? And I look, girl, and I'm like, I'm looking at my list. I'm re editing my list. I have two channels. I have this channel and my interior design channel, which is, essentially like my main focus. And for me, for the Great Lock In, I am working on my fitness, um, working out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday, depending on how I feel. Also, eating better, which is also including taking in more protein, at least one of my meals being like protein or a smoothie or salad, and then another meal where I pretty much, I won't say eat whatever I want, but meats and stuff like that, and um, rice, and also try to get veggies in there too. But I know that I already had my veggie and or fruit intake. Also to eat in within a certain window or time frame, so that intermediate fasting can happen. And I'm trying to break myself out of this cycle where I do snack and I do eat or consume or whatever, like at all hours of the night. And a lot of times I've noticed, even with, I guess, like trying to do like weight loss and stuff like that, it's the constant snacking, the constant eating when you're bored, just walking over to the refrigerator. You're not even hungry. But to even fight the feeling of I'm hungry, knowing you're not hungry, and it's like I'll eat between 10 o'clock in the morning to maybe before 6 o'clock at night. So that's what I've been doing, even with that. And then also, I have been more open to what was it in particular? Um, Also, like mostly like my business, like I'm trying to get this channel pretty much off of the ground. Um, I knew it was going to be a struggle because this was an interior design channel and I got monetized by it being an interior design channel. And now I'm like, let me pivot before it's too late and let me make it about me, my brand, the back end of like my day to day life, because, I slow travel and I feel like people would like to hear my story and my lifestyle and see a little bit about it and be able at least to have some type of access to me to ask questions and things of that nature. So there is that too. Um, Also, getting to a point where I really can like home in on like what type of channel this will be specifically. Like I'm doing lives. I'm trying to do a live like every day. because I feel like it's much easier than me recording and then putting a video up. But I could also schedule it. But like even now, um, there is nobody on here. And I don't know if it's just a me thing or if it's like where I'm at and stuff like that versus should I just put down like story times or make the thumbnails and then schedule everything and just do it that way. So I've been having a whole bunch of stuff that's been going on back and forth. Like I am when we're settled on what this channel is going to look like in particular, like I will be doing more like vlogs day to day, not day to day, but like vlogs for every week. And I may do a live. So potentially two videos a week. But I might just be doing one video a week after this. I'm trying to correct the algorithm and what's going out with this channel. And it's happening slowly but surely. But I want to make sure that I am, putting the content out and getting everything to pivot over because I only have like 1,000 and some change. So there's that I'm, essentially that I'm working on. But other than that, on that's a more analytical side, but even a more spiritual side, child, there was the lunar eclipse, the blood moon, and the 999 portal, and I literally started my cycle like the same day as the lunar eclipse. So I know, good for me, that I've been feeling that way for a while, that I have been connected spiritually, but it also took a toll on me putting all this energy into everything that I was going to do. So I do get sleepy, I do get groggy, and for me, it's like maybe the first 2 days, 2 or 3 days, versus like maybe 2 or 3 days like into my actual cycle that I'm just like fleeting. I'm just fleeting. I'm in it. I'm out of it. I'm in it. I'm out of it. I'm starting to get a little bit more out of it, but still, I'm like a little bit overwhelmed. Like I got so much to do and blah blah blah, all this stuff. To be honest, like it's not as bad as what I'm thinking that it is. Um, I got advice from a friend about how to edit these videos. So a lot of like even like my hormones and my emotions and then feeling sleepy, tired, and then feeling overwhelmed because this is the very beginning of the lock-in. So you're practically planning and have things that you want to have accomplished by the end of the year. And this is not even 3 months, like September, October, November, December. So you got to understand and give yourself grace and be like, okay, this is what you're doing. Like you're posting every day for more than 90 days, over 100 days, you're posting. So it's like me trying to give myself grace because I was very, very frustrated with um, the live just wasn't working for me. Like the first 2 days I did it, um, it worked fine on my phone. And then using the same internet, it didn't work after that. So I'm like, let me go on my laptop. It didn't work on that. I'm like, let me download this third party app on my laptop. It didn't work. Like I'm just like, is it just a sign? And I'm like, maybe this weekend, or I'll just if this live does not work, I will be pre-recording and just posting. So there's that. Or I shouldn't be talking about my things or whatever is happening with me with the blood moon, even though I feel like I'm being very discreet. I feel like there's certain things that is coming in for me. And I know that, I feel like if you don't know what I'm expecting to come in for me, you can't, you know, You don't have the details. You don't have the sneaky details to be able to do whatever it is you're gonna do. But hey, if it's not for me, ancestors, universe, this isn't for me. I will record and post. Um, Speaking of which, I did get really good advice from a friend, and I will be doing a little bit more focusing on like editing these videos to get these videos put out, and I'm not going to take it too seriously. Um, I am proud of myself. Even with that, I will have to work on the editing part. But I'm like 2 videos a week is pretty good amongst me doing some lives. So like that's my objective. The faster I can put these videos out, the better. The faster I can put these videos out and schedule these videos out, I'm pretty sure, and I'm about to pull up this calendar because I know I'm not posting anything in September because I wanted to like bulk edit and then schedule. But let me see. Mhm. Child, it says that I can schedule my stuff all the way out to May, which is good. But I'm like, May is my birth month, so I'll have more than enough time. So yeah, I will be doing those type of videos and stuff like that and getting some stuff out there. But I'll also be doing some story times, like old jobs and stuff like that. I think they'll help, get myself where I need to be. But there's also a series that I want to do called Where There's Smoke, There's Fire. Because I wanted to talk about that, like it's the great area, following your intuition. Like, it's a southern saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. Like you get all these little inklings or these little hints. Like it's not irrefutable proof. It's not proof that there's something happening, but there's like, hmm, something's not right. Something's not right. And I feel like there's a lot of things that happen like that, especially like with black women, and then you get gaslit into not believing yourself and not trusting yourself. And then when things do pop off, you're mad at yourself and you're blaming yourself because you knew, even though you're not the person, you shouldn't be blaming yourself for what other people do to you. Okay. I believe there is over accountability. But at the same time, you you gotta move on. You gotta move on. And I say that as a person that is divorced. And I never had any, I said I had proof, just like it could go through, but I didn't have proof. My proof is like how I was treated, the lack of how I was treated, um, all of the things. And I'll get more into it and I'll have stories and I'll like, bring the whole thing home. But maybe you listening and hearing about some things that I've been through will help you be like, discern your own situation and it might give you enough courage to be like, this isn't where I want to be. Even if it's not as bad, which I feel like it's always as bad, like whatever the smoke or the inklings that you're getting, it's 10 times worse. It's 10 times worse, whatever it is, in my personal opinion. But it just could be my life. Okay. I can't tell you about yours. I can just give you examples of what happened in mine and what I've seen myself in real life. And we can go from there, girl. Cause I have you out here being like, oh, I remember watching this one girl and she said this, and it's like the nail in the coffin. And I think, like I said, like I even with like the new moon, the blood moon, the solar eclipse, even like this 999 portal, it's like I do believe that like interior design like is my passion, but I do also believe that there is a point where I need to speak my truth. Like there's things that happened that was so specific and so weird. Like Lifetime and Tyler Perry has nothing on the stories that I have. Okay. And that's not a good thing. But I think for the most part, it's going to help people. Hopefully, it's going to help people. It's going to help people get to the point where you'll be like, you're not the only person that's going through this. Like, even the stuff that happened with like the Me movement, and like, I'm new to this, so I don't know what words they will like block out and stuff like that. And all the other things that happen. And at least me talking about my experiences and stuff like that, you know, that maybe you can be like, I'm not going to do it no more either. Or I'm not the only person that goes through this. Or even if it's not just me, but it's other people that's around me that you feel like you can cultivate a relationship or a community with, then by all means, hey, I'm just letting the universe use me. And hopefully, not hopefully, but I'll be getting paid for it just for being me, just to sit here and talk to y'all. That's what I'm gonna do. And I don't believe I went through all of these things just to be like, it's a learning lesson for me. It's something that, like, I feel like, let me back up. I feel like a lot of things that I went through, a bunch of the punching down, belittling me, oh, you're nobody, you're nothing, nobody likes you, blah, blah, blah. Like, all the stuff I went through like my entire life is to stop me from feeling some type of way about myself, for me to be for me to even fathom coming out. Because I'll tell you one thing, like I have an ex that kept on making fun of my lips, and I didn't even notice that that was an issue for me until I started my YouTube, and I'm like, I don't like how my lips look when I talk. Isn't that silly? Like, I know that I'm beautiful. I know that I'm good looking, pretty, whatever you want to call it. But I'm sitting here looking at myself in a camera, and now I'm looking at myself in the camera now, and it's like the thought isn't even like that feeling that I got looking at myself. I was like, no. Because like I also look at the screen, it's like I'm gonna talk to you and talk about things that I wish other people would talk about. And I do have situations where I spoke to people, um, and I got a lot of like gaslighting and stuff like that. And I still had to trust myself because I mean, that's how I wasn't raised that way. Um, the people that I was around, I ended up choosing people to be around um, that reflected that same type of sentiment because it was already normalized to me. And I had to get myself up out of there, you know? So, like I said, there's accountability on my part for not removing myself and expecting people who already told me that they don't necessarily want the best for me or they don't want to believe me because the person that tells the truth in the room, if you give them enough encouragement or let them be so open to put out that truth, if you know you're doing wrong, you don't want that truth teller pulling your cards either. So there's, those are a bunch of little things just that I wanted to put out there. But I want my channel to help people, specifically Black women. But I wanted to help people. And I feel like people don't really talk about how to do stuff. Like, there was this whole, I don't want to call it a trend, but it's like this whole thing that was happening and it got a lot of traction, which I guess that's a definition of a trend. But it got a lot of traction when people was like, oh, decentering men. But people are like, oh, get hobbies. And it's like, some people don't even know what they like. some people don't even know what their favorite color is. Some people, and this is just me watching and observing other people in my life. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start talking about how I feel and how and like what I do. And like when I travel, I go to museums all the time. I play hooky sometimes, and I go to watch like 3, 4 movies in a day and spend the entire day at the freaking movies on a Tuesday, Wednesday morning into the afternoon until it's time to go home. Like, and then go to sleep. Like, I'm gonna go and like hang out. Like, I'm gonna go. And when I was in Domain, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the beach and drink some coffee and just stare at the beach. 4 hours. That's all I'm gonna do. Like, even with like, um, even if you're like, oh, you like nails, and be like, oh, like your hobby is doing your nails, like your hobby is doing your hair, or like doing your locks, or taking care of yourself, learning how to do facials and stuff like that, even on yourself to take care of yourself. Even if you want to make a go to a spa day, or you go to different spas to get different types of treatments and stuff like that, and or even for me, I wanted to get down to like a certain size that I'm happy with and that I'm comfortable with. And I will be slowly but surely getting a whole in like a whole wardrobe made custom for me for myself in Vietnam. Shoes, bags, outfits after outfits after outfits, like scarves, the silks, the all everything. I'm getting a whole thing made. Where it's gonna go, I don't know. But I know the universe is gonna provide. They're gonna let me know before I get this wardrobe. That's what I do know. Okay, hint hint. There will be somewhere for me to put my clothes. This is what I do know. Okay, it is true. It is true. Okay. So with this, I already know. Like, I just one day I know it's gonna be before the end of this year, but my shit's gonna blow up. Okay, and we're gonna be in this together due to this great lock in. You see how I did that? A full put the whole thing together, the whole shebang. Because right now I had some like noodles and stuff, so I'm getting a little bit of the itis, just a twinge. But I feel like I'm also coming out of the itis too, because I ate it a little bit ago. So maybe I can keep on working. But I'm in Bangkok, so I'm like maybe I can get some little smoky smoke. I think I can get some smoky smoke. You think so? Ain't nobody here, but she was high on life. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. Anywho, you guys can probably see like where I had like my little breakout and stuff. I think I have like what they call it, the PCOS, but I also need to get vitamins too. I do need to get vitamins so I can get myself together. And that was like I forgot who it was. It was some person that was like, "Oh, the vitamins aren't really doing." I am overseas. I'm not in the states. Okay, I'm gonna do what I need to do and get what I need to get. And especially here in Thailand, I trust. I really do. I trust their recommendations, their vitamins and stuff like that. I still got to do a little bit more of my research to know like what my body needs, but still. And then also, you know what? I'll save that for later. I'll save that for later because I'm about to hit that 25 mark. And I think that's good for a day. But I feel like, it's like a little, like a vlog, like a little journal entry to be like, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? And then one day, people will actually show up in my chat. But yes, I am Alicia. I am. I'm already happy and excited to get to a point where I will be making good money, buku bucks, and also helping people by doing it. My life is easy. My life is simple. I help other people just through my life experiences. Yes. And I'm feeling it, girl. 'Cause like today, I don't know what's been today. Today, I am feeling good. So this is like 10 days after, yeah, the beginning. Yeah, so this is September 10th. So, hello. I won't say it was a rocky start. It didn't start the way I wanted it to, but it's about where you end up at, not where you start. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.